Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for December 16th, 2025. We've got an all Renaissance Kingdom today. And we've got Hideout, Recruiter, Trashing, Draw from Silk Merchant, Swashbuckler, Old Witch, plus actions from Recruiter and Hideout, Barracks, and I mean Exploration can give you some plus actions here and there, and I guess you can store up some villagers with Sculptor potentially. And then you can also, and then gains. You can get plus buy from Silk Merchant, and you can also gain cards a couple other ways. Sculptor can gain some stuff. Swashbuckler can trigger the treasure chest and gain some golds. So I think that you can do like most of the things that you would care to do on this board. You can thin, you can draw, you can build reasonably big. Recruiter is a very strong card. I don't know where I was going with that. So is Silk Merchant. Two of the strongest cards in the game. But yeah, so I think we go probably Silk Merchant Cargo Ship with the aim being to hit double 5 for Recruiter Old Witch. We probably do want to play with a Hideout to trash some of the cheaper stuff. Recruiter can do it. And I guess, I mean, if it ends up being more convenient that way, we can just do that, but... The bot goes for Exploration, so it gets a villager out of that. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to start with the Recruiter. I guess I hadn't considered... I said double 5, but I hadn't considered the fact that if I find the cargo ship turn 3, then trigger a shuffle. But whatever. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's any reason not to just take Old Witch. Like, in what scenario? I guess if we, like, play... So we have the Silk Merchant down there. We could end up in a situation where we play, like, Silk Merchant, Old Witch, and then don't... and, like, draw one of these dead with the Old Witch. I'm not sure if that's reason enough not to go directly for it. Alternatives would be, I mean, we could take Barracks already, I guess. I don't think we need to play that conservatively with it, though. Thinking maybe Sculptor now. Second Recruiter would be good too. But if we play the cargo ship, I think we do want to play the cargo ship. It's a little... two villagers. We only got one estate left. I guess the other thing we could do is take a Hideout. I mean, we've got potentially as many as 7 coins. If I guess even if we don't I'm trying to say. If we take hideout, we could take we could also throw a border guard in the deck. We could also take barracks. Then we're not cargo shipping anything though, so that doesn't seem great to me. I think we go hideout border guard now, and then next turn we take the sculptor. Well, I think that's actually fine anyway. I don't think there's much point in playing the Silk Merchant. If we're going to take a Sculptor, I mean, we could buy another Border Guard. That doesn't seem important enough. Is the bot just going to ignore Old Witch? That's interesting. Okay, I think we lead Old Witch. I do want to find that hideout. Damn it. Alright, I think we're gonna just sculpt silver. You can consider flag bearer. But I don't want to necessarily sculpt it right now and then immediately trash it, so... well, I guess, actually, hold on. From a villager standpoint... I guess sculpting a silver versus a silk merchant... Or sorry, versus like a hideout, rather. Not a silk merchant, it's the same, except... I don't really want to lower the silk merchants. I want to like leave those there to gain and actually like keep in the deck, at least for some amount of time. So let's do this, this, and I have potentially 8 coins. It would be nice to get like swashbuckler stuff going and get the chest. It's going to be a little bit difficult right now. I'm wondering if we take a second sculptor first, like, because we're just like a little bit thin for that. We could go border guard, sculptor. That seems reasonable. Do I want to set that aside or the sculptor? Oh, we should also consider getting a villain at some point. I don't want to do that. That's not my priority right now, but I think I'll go with the border guard. Okay, so we've got... now we could take the flag. I kind of want a cargo ship. Or second cargo ship. We don't really need the flag, is I guess the thing. Maybe we just go silver. Cargo ship. Not super feeling you need to play this Silk Merchant. We could get the villain now, and then maybe the next turn we get the Swashbuckler. The villain will give us the coffers that to activate the Swashbuckler more quickly. Oh, the bot does have a hideout. I didn't notice it picked that up. Just spamming the Silk Merchants, okay. Gonna go ahead and just grab another silver. Border guards at the bottom of the deck, just where we want them. Okay. Just sculpt another silver. It's like we need some money. Although maybe that's not actually immediately true. If all we want to do is buy a Swashbuckler anyway, a silver would let us get another border guard. I don't really care about having another border guard, so we could take another Silk Merchant. Yeah. And we should now, with the top deck border guard and the cargo shipped thing, we now have guaranteed Swashbuckler activation. Let's take the Old Witch, I guess. All right. The bot really went hard for the Silk Merchants, but it doesn't have a lot of villagers left. I think 3 buys should be enough for us. It's like a little unfortunate that we won't want to recruit any of them, but whatever. Anyway, wouldn't mind yet one more sculptor here. Let's go ahead and grab yet another silver and recruit it. And then probably just take another silver. Oh, the curse trash meant the villain doesn't do anything. It's 5 or more. That's sad. Okay, note to self. Try to play the villain before the Old Witch if possible. So we can spend our coffers down now. I'm wondering if it makes sense to already start provincing. We are gonna like be getting the golds. Well, I said I wanted another sculptor. I guess that doesn't really suggest getting a province here. Yeah. Let's just I'll cargo ship the sculptor. Now they've got villagers. I guess I'll take the recruiter. Oh, we don't really need to do this yet, do we? Okay. So we can just sculpt a bunch of silvers. Is there anything else interesting to do with that? Not really seeing it. And then 6, 7, 10, 12. So we probably want to play at least one Silk Merchant. I'm thinking we pick up another Swashbuckler and a province. Just to make sure that we draw. And that we can take back the chest if we need to. Guess we might as well play the border guard first. Recruiter. Are we at any risk of running out of actions this turn? Six villagers. We play cargo ship, villain, silk merchant, old witch. Yeah, I mean that is kind of. Yeah, maybe we trash a gold. That seems fine. I think we're going to want this third buy. We could opt to not play the Old Witch, I suppose. Nah, we can play it. Okay, so maybe now's the time to take that flag bearer. Or was we're starting to feel the strain on our draw. Just gonna take another silver. Play the cargo ship. Do we want to play the flag bearer? 10, 12, 15, 16, 17. We have a whole bunch of coffers. I think I'm just going to take one province here. We could get another recruiter as well as another swashbuckler. We do that. Would I rather have 2 coffers or 1 villager? Probably the villager. I don't think we're gonna have trouble triple provincing if the bot lowers provinces, so. Alright, they took the flag. And they double provinced, so yeah, this should be trivial to win now, unless we have incredibly bad draws. We do need to see a Silk Merchant, but I'm gonna take that. The villain attack doesn't matter, so we can just play the Old Witch. Okay. That recruiter is down there somewhere. We don't need this hideout anymore. Sculpt some more silvers, I guess. Actually, we shouldn't do that, right? We probably have enough money. Sure, set aside the gold. Yeah, more than enough money. Yeah, I definitely got limited by the buys, but the bot just didn't have a good deck. So it's like the bot took the Silk Merchants instead of building a good deck. Silk Merchant's a good card, and I definitely would have benefited from having 1 or 2 more to be able to reach further on the provinces. But having 6 coppers left, having, you know, curses, only having, you know, the one sculptor, like, yeah, it's just not, the deck that resulted in was not as good. Barracks, I think, I wouldn't have minded having barracks, but I think it's unnecessary here. Like, you're better off getting a second recruiter. I guess there's a point early in the game where getting a second recruiter isn't going to help you specifically with plus actions, and so like if that's the concern, then I think maybe it makes more sense. But I think like at that point, I took hideout to start trashing coppers, and the bot did eventually take hideout. It mostly was stuck trashing curses from Old Witch. I think. Yeah, I think the early hideout is actually better than barracks for that reason. I mean, there's an argument to be made that you don't need to really trash coppers here, that there's like enough draw, and that you want to activate Swashbuckler anyway. I mean, I didn't really have any problems with that once I went for it, but maybe you could go for it sooner if you didn't do the hideout stuff. I don't know, but so yeah, I mean, I could definitely believe that the kingdom could be played better than what I did. I'm not so sure about like the Silk Merchant thing in particular, whether I should have been more concerned about, oh, I need to get like a third Silk Merchant, because I think at the time that I took my second one, there were like 3 or 4 of them left, and then the bot was just like, all right, I'm going to take all of them. When was that? It's going to be really hard to tell. Probably wasn't this early. Okay, this was it. It's turn 9. Gain a Silk Merchant. And then the bot gains a Silk Merchant. Buys. Wait, so were there really only 2 left? There were only 3 left when I took the second one? Maybe it was the turn before where it, or the turn or 2 before where it took a bunch. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I just didn't really need them, you know? So I don't. Securing the 4th buy would have been useful for sure, but I don't know. They weren't doing very much to improve my deck when I didn't really need the draw. They're just like taking up, like I was even not like playing the one that I had for some amount of time. So, and I guess that's the argument for not trashing coppers with hideout, is like maybe, of course I'd have fewer actions to work with, and then playing this terminal, but like maybe there's some case to be made for like, okay, you know, use the coppers for some extra payload, but it's not very much extra payload, right? Like you play a Silk Merchant and you draw 2 coppers, and now you can buy an extra border guard. Like, okay, whatever. So I don't know. I definitely think there's a possibility there, but I also am not at all confident that that would be better. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.